Alright, welcome back guys. This is the 11.2 PTR. They finally released it today, and when I say they, I mean obviously Blizzard. Blizzard just announced the 11.2 patch. It's good, called the Ghost Garage. They got an overview and stuff all on their channel. Make sure to check it out, guys. Now this is day one, so the PTR just launched. Everything in this video is subject to change, along with everything else they posted on the PTR. Obviously, numbers are not final. Don't even pay attention to the DPS numbers right now. We're just going to be talking about just survival hunter changes, what we're going to expect, the tier sets, the changes and stuff, and some of the trinkets that are pretty cool. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, guys, as the PTR cycle moves along. When the Mythic Plus dungeons gets released and all that, we will be doing those. I will be doing the coverage of the new Mythic Plus dungeons. I'll try to do some of the raid, but if my schedule allows. The raid looks pretty neat. The new zone looks pretty awesome. It's like Koresh, it's like the void area. It's like, you know how Argus was back when you did all the void areas where the seat. Thankfully, we don't get seat of the Triumvirate as a Mythic Plus dungeon. Oh boy, I hated that place. I'm so glad it's not returning. We get Ties of Earth instead. And a new dungeon, the Eco Dome or whatever it's called. Yes, we are also going to be doing the Eco Dome, Aldani. So when this stuff comes around, we are going to be doing it. We'll be the first one to do it. Of course, on my Survival Hunter, as because it's my main. Alright, so make sure to like and subscribe, guys. Make sure you don't miss a beat. I will be doing this as the cycle moves along. However much I can cover, I will do it. So, alright, first things first, we are going to be covering what in the world has changed in the PTR or Season 3 as compared to the live version. Alright, so we're going to be scrolling up over here. Now we're going to be on the Hunter. This is the changes that they posted today on 11.2. Again, subject to change. Just want to keep that in mind for you. Okay, so there's okay, these are for BM. We don't need to know all this stuff. Okay, this is for, yeah, that's for later. We're going to be covering Marksman also, but we're going to do that later. Now, Pack Leader. Shell cover has been updated. So shell cover on live right now is this thing. Oh, when you drop below 60% health, summon the 8 of a turtle, reducing the damage you take by 10%. This was super underwhelming. Nobody liked it. We were all telling Blizzard, please change this, make it better. And they did. So instead of 10%, you get 15%, and damage reduction is increased as health is reduced up to 35% if you drop below 10% health. I mean, it's not the best, but it's still pretty good. You get more defensive. I think look back from Sentinel is still way better, but this is still pretty good. This is not bad. I'll take it. Again, subject to change, and I hope Blizzard continues to work on this. Better Together has been updated for Pack Leader. Damage dealt by your pets is increased by 5 to 15%. And then this one is for, I think this is for BM. Tip of the Spear damage is also increased by 10%. So this is huge. Tip of the Spear just does increased damage overall if you play Pack Leader. On live, Better Together is just a cooldown reduction for half of the Pack Leader to 25 seconds, and then just a measly 5% of your attack power your pets will do extra damage for. I don't really like the cooldown reduction being taken away, but I do like the fact that you do Tip of the Spear damage by 10%, and the damage dealt by your pets is increased. So I think that's a pretty good compensation. We'll know what the final numbers are once these are released, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm a little skeptical on this. How the Pack Leader now displays an activation overlay when a beast summon is ready. So that just means your kill command button is going to glow. Now you're also asking, hey, kill command resets do that. They make your kill command glow. Well, they're removing it. If we go down later on, I'll show it to you. All right, Sentinel, very, very small change for Sentinel, but a really big one. Lunar Storm now resets the cooldown of for Marksman's Rapid Fire and Wildfire Bomb when it becomes available. So that just gives you a free charge whenever Lunar Storm's available. So yeah, this is actually pretty big. It's just free damage. Okay, now we're gonna go down to Survival. Kill command resets will no longer display an activation overlay, and that's what the Pack Leader changes. Now Pack Leader summons for your beast will now flash instead of kill command reset, so you'll know better that hey, we don't have a kill command reset. Instead, that just means your pet is ready to be summoned for your Pack Leader. So pretty awesome. Good quality of life change. All right, improved Wildfire Bomb has returned. Wildfire Bomb damage increased by 8%. Developers note Wildfire Arsenal was adding a lot of ores and overhead for what amounted to be a lower damage contribution than Wildfire Bomb, so they're just reverting it to Wildfire Bomb. Also, yes, Wildfire Arsenal has been removed. Wildfire Arsenal is this talent you always take. This is default. This is gone. It was just too much clutter, I guess, and it was just, auto attacks and stuff increasing your Wildfire Bomb. by 12% at max stack. And then this was just too much for Blizzard, I guess, and they just reverting it to just 8% damage increase. But wait, what about the other 4%? Right here, Wildfire Bomb initial damage increased by 50%, and then they're also increasing Explosive Expert. So Explosive Expert's right here. This is 0% because this is a random this is for one hit, but it was 2.5 to 5%, and on season 3 it's going to be 5 to 10%, or in 11.2. So yeah, that kind of made up for what is just Wildfire Arsenal being gone. So you don't lose any damage. Basically, you don't lose any damage. Now, Call the Herd has been redesigned. Killshot deals an additional 30% damage over 6 seconds. Developers note we've heard feedback that Call the Herd's initial implementation felt like a miss. So Call the Herd, nobody took this at all. On live, it's just a bleed from Killshot that made you do more damage from you and your pet's bleeds for 6 seconds. Yay, but it was really, really, really underwhelming. Nobody took this. So they changed it to make it so Kill Command does more damage over 6 seconds. Born to Kill has been redesigned. Your chance to gain death cool is increased by 5%, and kill shot damage is increased by 25%. Born to Kill is the talent right below it. This on live makes Call the Herd duration increase by 2%, but since it got changed, no longer matters. It just means that their kill shot just does more damage. We'll see how relevant this is whenever the patch comes out. As the PTR progresses, we'll find out what's going on. Okay, and we just talked about the Wildfire initial damage. Ruthless Marauder tip of the spear chance to trigger is increased to guaranteed instead of 20%. So Ruthless Marauder is a talent right below Fury the Eagle on live that makes it 20% chance to generate the tip of the spear stack. This is now 100%. So awesome, really, really cool. Bloodseeker no longer causes Kill Command to bleed. Now, Bloodseeker on live causes your target to, bleed for 8 seconds. Now, this damage is very, very minuscule on live. This was not worth... You don't even notice it, to be fair. And that's really all that is to it. I don't think it was just... I just don't think it was relevant enough to really matter. And Blizzard's removing the bleed portion, so I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, that is it for the class changes so far on 11.2. We will get... If they change anything, obviously I'll cover it. But for now, this is what it says. Now, there's also another thing that we need to talk about, and it's called the gearing. Obviously, before we get into the tier sets, we have this thing called the Rashi wraps. So if you do have a back piece that you have crafted, don't mess with that any further. If you're thinking about crafting a back piece, don't craft another back piece. We have this artifact thing coming in called the Rashi wraps. This is just going to be the new borrowed power, I guess, for 11.2. Not much is known about it, except it plays a big role in the raid, the new raid that's coming out. You're going to be using... You can like phase in and out of it and stuff like that, apparently according to the overview video. But we don't know much about it. All we know is this wrap is... Yeah. It has a socket. It has a abilities based on your role. So Ethereal Reaping for us, we do like AoE damage and stuff like that. And then targets below 35% take 20% increased damage. So not much is known about it. We're not going to mess with it too much right now. There's like a drop in the raid that gives you a boot that makes it so your Rashi wraps deals like 50% more frequent ability, procs and stuff like that. So, and then these are some of the rings. Like I said, not much is known about it. This is just what we know. These are craftable, so any profession can make it. I guess tailoring, leatherworking, and blacksmithing and stuff like that, they can make it. Pretty cool, but not too relevant for right now. All right, what is relevant, however, is your tier set. Now, tier sets right now is going to be different than what they did in seasons past. Seasons 1 and 2 focused on your spec. No longer the case. Seasons 1 and 2 no longer matter. Now they're going to be based on your hero talent. So these will change based on what hero talent you have currently spec'd. So right now I have Pack Leader. And so for Pack Leader, your 2 piece is going to be pet damage increased by 15% and beast damage increased by 15%. Summoning a beast grants 8% haste, mastery, or crit based on the beast summon for 8 seconds. So I'm going to put down the list of... I'm going to just post what each beast summons in the screen right here. And you'll know which one it is. Okay? And for your 4 piece, summoning a beast has a 25% chance to rouse the nearby wildlife into a stampede, charging your target and dealing 3.6 million, based on your gear, Physical damage to your enemies over 7 seconds. Your chance to summon a stampede is increased to 100% while you have leaped from the front. That just means activating coordinated assault increase instantly activate stampede. That's all it means. And this thing is absolutely overpowered. So I'll post a video of it right now, and stampede is just, yeah, obviously initial PTR changes will have to be made. Yeah, it's completely broken. Stampede right now is currently doing the #1 damage over all your abilities. So obviously this will change. Yeah. All right. So for your Sentinel, we're gonna switch over to Sentinel. We're gonna show you what it is. All right. Here we go. All right. For Sentinel, if you saw the class changes, Sentinel damage is actually just, it also resets your cooldown of your Wildfire Bomb. So remember that. Your 2-piece for Sentinel is when Lunar Storm fades, when Lunar Storm expires, gain the boon of a loon, causing your next 2 Wildfire Bombs to deal arcane damage and have your damage increased by 60%. I don't think the arcane damage really matters. Their damage is just buffed by 60% for your next 2 arcane, for your next 2 Wildfire Bombs. And for your 4-piece, Sentinel's damage is just overall increased by 25%. That's a pretty big buff. And abilities that consume boon of a loon are guaranteed to apply 2 stacks of Sentinel. So for your 2 buffed up Wildfire Bombs, they also increases the Sentinel stack by 2. So pretty big, considering it's also buffed by 25%. I'll post a video of it right now. Not very relevant, honestly, in my opinion. I feel like Pack Leader is just more fun. The Stampede is ridiculous. They need to do something with that. All right. So obviously, there is not much changes besides all that, but there are some interesting trinkets that I do want to show you guys coming with the new patch. So in the raid, there's some Screams of the Forgotten Sky. That's a lot of these trinkets actually. If you see some of these new ones that are in this raid, or not just the raid, it's a lot of them have to do with AoE. Like in 30, if there's a common theme, this damage increased by 30% per enemy struck, up to 150%, and this is everywhere in this new raid for some of these trinkets. Like this one over here, the second last boss, and for Dementias, it's also the same. See, damage increased by 30% up per additional enemy, up to 150%. So some of these trinkets are actually pretty desirable for Mythic Plus. None of them are really like solid single target picks. So keep an eye out. If you're someone who raids, these are actually pretty good for Mythic Plus. Well, yeah. Just keep that in mind. All right, so that's really it for the video. There's really not much to talk about besides all that. Oh, there is one thing. If you go to the dungeons, there is actually this super interesting polearm that drops from the new dungeon. It's called the Spell Strike Warp Plants, whatever it is. It's got a unique effect. It's sort of like the Befouler's Syringe or something like that from Season 1 that drops for like a wool drop. It's got like this scythe thing or AoE. It does like 600,000 spell strike damage between enemies. So this was just an interesting thing to point out. And then, of course, you also have these trinkets over here for some of your dungeons, for your seasons. Our car's coming back. Dawnbreaker's coming back. Probably with the Sacred Flames coming back. Well, we have these two to worry about for quite a while. So Floodgate and Sacred Flame they're going to stick around for a while. The new the new dungeon, I'm sorry. Halls of Atonement is coming back. I love this dungeon. I'm glad they're bringing it back. And then Tazaresh for both wings, they're also coming back. So yeah, that's for Season 3. But yeah, that's really all I have for this video. There's not much to talk about right now. Obviously, things are still pretty new. But as things change, I will let you guys know. As things gets kind of like figured out, we'll do more videos on it. Stick around for the Mythic Plus dungeons. Obviously for the new dungeon. And I'll try to do the new raid if I can, if I have time to do it. But yeah, that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you do enjoy this new PTR. Go on in, hop on in. Test stuff out. Go and test stuff out. I'll see you guys later.